Cello, I'm Kathy with a K, here in Honolulu, sometime radio broadcaster, and this is Hawaii POV. It's all about the edit kind of thing. I'm Kathy with a K, sometime broadcaster here in Honolulu with my Hawaii POV, a talk story series with Kavet the Catalyst.
Hey.
And we're in his shop, the Lightsleepers McCully. No, whatever makes you feel comfortable.
Okay.
We'll see, somebody wants to shop early.
Yep.
You're originally from Honolulu?
Yes, Kapahulu, Honolulu, Hawaii.
Proper.
Well, yeah, Kapahulu, well, if you grew up in Kapahulu, it consists anywhere from Crane Park to Montserrat Avenue.
Okay.
All the way up to maybe KCC below, like Fort Ruger Market below. Yeah.
Well, you know you're...
Because I grew up there.
Is it Ahupua'a?
Ahupua'a. So, I mean, that's Kapahulu in a nutshell. Like, yeah, because I grew up pretty much in that area. I went to public school all my life. Then 9th grade, I got into Kapalama Kamehameha schools. It was either Kaimaki or Kalani. It was like on the border. I tried all those years, like every Hawaiian, and we all got rejected. And just what happens, I made it. Okay. 9th grade. But I was ready to go either Kalani or Kaimaki. We'll play sports. I'm on cruise, and they'll do no work and still graduate. I had it in my head, 9th grade.
What were you in sports-wise?
I played basketball, football. I wanted to be a pro skateboarder, straight up.
Who was on your wall?
Matt Hensley, Frankie Hill, Tommy Guerrero. Back then, a lot of 8th Street guys, New Deal, Paul Peralta. I mean, there's so many skaters. Oh, Guy Mariano. Yeah, all the Paul Peralta guys, like Guy Mariano, Gabriel Rodriguez. Like, I love skate. If I could change anything to be a pro skater, I would be a pro skater.
You still skate?
I try to get out. I try to get out. Yeah. I just try to. It's rough because it's rough on your body. So that's why these pro skateboarders now, they're like pro athletes. They have trainers. They work out in the morning. They they do all the same thing a pro athlete would do. Go get iced up, and they do all the when they get hurt, they go to a professional now. And before, you just go home, rest, ice, elevation, whatever.
All the acronyms.
All the acronyms. So yeah, but if I could train all the hip hop in the world, yes, pro skateboarder.
Really?
Oh yeah.
So we are here in your Lightsleepers McCully shop. How long have you been in here? It's December 2017. That's the time.
We've been here for 2 years.
Where were you?
So November 5th. Remember the 5th of November?
Okay.
Actually, Light Sleepers Day. The state of Hawaii recognizes November 5th as Light Sleepers Day.
What year was that? Because is it every year? Like, does it get renewed? I think the proclamation is just like for the day.
Oh, is that how it works? I gotta go look.
Yeah.
Because Governor Ige, I have a plaque saying November 5th, 2 years ago. I guess you could say that was Light Sleepers Day.
Yeah.
I'm just saying every November 5th it's Light Sleepers Day.
Might as well.
I mean, what else can trump a Light Sleepers Day?
I pay my taxes.
Yeah, and might as well. So yeah, November 5th, Light Sleepers Day. Hopefully it's every November 5th. 2 years. I've been here opening up retail brick and mortar shop. I mean, such a blessing. I never thought it would be here. I knew it was in the works in my creative mind space, but I didn't know it was going to come like this.
Light Sleepers is the shop. It's a brand.
Yeah.
In 1997,
right.
So you graduated from Kamehameha schools.
Yes.
You went over to the University of Hawaii.
I went to Leeward Community College.
Okay.
The fine establishment of Leeward Community College.
Great culinary program. I used to eat there. I used to have lunch with my friend Zane when I was working in Waipahu. And nice. I was just like, that's such good food. He's like, well, you have your days free. And I'm like, so I ended up just taking a couple of classes. Nice. So I didn't feel ridiculous just showing up for lunch.
Eat. Yeah. Wow. Well, they did have a good garlic herb chicken. That was like my go-to. Like this garlic herb chicken, and then they had these beef stew bowls that you would always get, but they only give you like one piece of meat. But it was cheap, so that's why you got it. So you had like one meat, like couple potatoes and carrots, and then maybe if you're lucky, there's like this extra small piece of meat.
Must have been good. You remember the details.
I remember.
Was it thick? Was it thick, soupy?
Yeah, it was thicker. Only because you're a broke college student, so anything that's value, Yeah. I mean, I got great stories on I could write a book on how to survive in college. So the reason why I stayed in school, because I wanted to quit school. The reason why I stayed in school is because Grant Ishizaki from a band called Stimulus. He was one of the best guitar players I've ever seen. We worked together at a hospital. And I was like, man, Grant's like one of the most awesomest guitarists I've seen in Hawaii, An Asian guy, long hair. He like, like right at the. I feel bad because his type of music was like right at the edge of like obscurity, like that style of like Alice in Chainsy kind of like,
What would it be called?
They play like an Alice in Chains.
Oh, Alice in Chains. Okay.
Yeah, kind of brand of not full grunge, like 3-chord grunge kind of deal, but more technical stuff.
Your music background, is that something you were raised up on, or is that something you acquired?
I have no musical talent. I cannot play no instruments.
Okay.
But if you give it to me, I'll figure it out.
Okay.
And through time, I might even get decent where I can play,
What instruments can you?
I mean, I can play drums, like, because it's hip hop. It's like boom, bap, super easy.
Yeah.
If you give me a piano, I can figure out how to make like a little loop, for a sample. I've done it before. A bass is easy. You just pluck it, okay? That makes that sound.
Yeah.
If this makes this sound, what if I go dun, dun, dun?
Yeah.
What if I put this? It's just kind of, like be resourceful. That's pretty much it. It's resourceful. Hip hop is resourceful. My dad had records.
Okay.
A lot of records. He played music, clarinet. And he didn't stop playing. When you have kids and life hits you and dad stopped playing, so we would see like the musical instruments. He had like a clarinet, like a trumpet, like, who played this? And mom's like, dad played. I was like, no ways. Never seen him touch it in my life.
Yeah.
But he had records. So out of I grew up with 5 kids. We all kind of played with the records. He scolded us. If you have 5 kids, the odds of one of those kids going to be attuned to loving those records was me. I was the one out of the 5. I was like, oh, records. Like, ooh, look at this. I'd make the needle with the cone, paper cone, and like spin it on the pencil. You ever did that before? And you can hear the record. It was
Hashtag
broken.
the more you know.
Hashtag the more you know. But that's my musical background. Besides that, like maybe my mom might have danced the hula back in the day, but I mean.
Did you dance hula also?
Oh, no. This Hawaiian will not dance hula. This Hawaiian will not dance hula. It's not for me, guys. Or girls. Yeah. It's not. Hula's not.
You could have, done the chanting with your MC skills.
I'm like the least Hawaiian, but I'm Hawaiian. I didn't grow up in the country. I didn't grow up on ukuleles, guitars. I didn't grow up with my Hawaiian family. They're all in the countryside. I grew up in the concrete jungle, right? So my identity is technically not deeply rooted in Hawaiian music. It's to the Hawaiian music on the records. So that's why I kind of flipped it to whatever my resources is giving me to create my Hawaiian music, which just happens is hip hop. So that's why I always say, like, I make Hawaiian music. It might not be the typical Hawaiian where someone's singing or, there's ipu and guitar. Like, after a while, like, you can only cover a traditional Hawaiian song a million times. If you do that kind, that's awesome. But there's got to be other artisans in Hawaii to take Hawaii to the next level.
You can give yourself permission to create your own traditions.
Right. And there's a lot of us like that. There's a lot of guys that like, we try to incorporate like whatever Hawaiiana or Hawaiian culture history we know within our music. You know what I mean? Like.
We're going to circle
I'm
back.
crying now.
No.
Hawaiian people. No. Smoking allergies, everybody. They're not crying.
Circling back, Grant, guitarist,
Yes.
like Alice in Chains. Okay, so you.
So he told me. When I was working, I got my first job, real job. I did paper route when I was young. I got my first job at 15 and a half. So my mom hooked it up. I said, yeah, I'm going to be in Hawaii after graduation. So I met Grant, and I was like, wow, this guy's amazing. And I told him my dream, like, yo, I want to do hip hop, man. I want to
Why
make
hip hop?
music.
What was it about of all the genres of music that you gravitated and invested most of your energy into hip hop music?
It had the same creativity as skateboarding. Kind of translated over. Because when I grew up in skateboarding in the 80s, there's a lot of punk rock. It was more skateboarding was punk rock. I don't know. I couldn't identify. I mean, I identified with it because of skateboarding. But I couldn't identify it as it being what I really want, my passion. Skateboarding was my passion. The music they listened to majority was punk rock and metal and stuff like that, ska and like, and I love all that stuff. I mean, that's kind of like, that's why my range of music is so vast. I don't just buy funk, soul, and hip hop. Like, no, I like it all. Creative musically wise, it never like drawn me in until maybe like the late '80s when I started hearing hip hop. More and more rap music, more and more, and I was like, what? And then they started playing rap music on the videos. The skate videos.
What was did you hear a song on the radio, or was it like those compilation VHS tapes?
It's a lot of friends' older siblings had the tapes. So in 8th or 7th grade, my friend took Third Base Cactus album from his brother. And they're from Nanakuli, but then they went to school in Kaimaki. And my friend's brother drove this big van, with the booming sounds. And my friend's like, he took the Third Base Cactus album from him. I was like, Kavet, check this out. And I was like, oh, what? I mean, and then before that, I heard Run DMC, Kool Moe Dee, Beastie Boys, stuff like that, like Treacherous 3, Houdini, all that good stuff. But I always tell people Third Base is what really changed me, because there was 2 white guys, a black DJ, doing black music. It was straight up, it's straight African-American music, Puerto Rican African-American music. And they're killing it, lyrically killing it. Beat-wise, killing it, DJing, killing it. And then they're like, nobody in the community, in hip-hop community is dissing them. They're co-signing them. So when I heard Third Base and then I found out they're 2 white dudes, I was like, wow. I was like, that's how I feel. Because I'm some brown Hawaiian dude in the middle of the ocean and thinking I can't rap or no one, or can't make beats, can't DJ because I'm in Hawaii. Well, these dudes is like enemy number 1 technically, because you got like X-Clan and you got like these crazy like militant black groups,
Paris.
Yeah, Paris. So Paris. So I'm like, wow, like they're killing it. Like, why can't I, this kid in the middle of the ocean, like I was skateboarding at the time, so why can't I start writing raps? Why can't I start like making beats?
It's all about seeing an example.
Yeah.
So from there,
Because there was no Hawaii hip hop. There was no. I didn't know about it. Okay, maybe there was.
like breaking Hawaii.
Right. I was too young. See, I was so young. I watched it on TV. My mom's friend's son was older, so he'd record it on Beta or VHS in Paloma Valley, and I'd take Broadway.
Yeah.
My bad. I'm not saying there was no Hawaii hip hop. There probably was.
But that you had access to.
Yeah,
you were
I was young,
exposed to, yes.
Because I couldn't get into Pink Cadillac. I couldn't get into the spots where they had yet. You know what I mean? So I would try to lurk outside. I remember going to the Aloha Tower when it was like upstairs on S, and like that was when that's when gangs was heavy too.
Yeah.
So it was scary.
How did you get music? Did you go to the record store?
Oh yeah, I remember riding the bike to Jellies on Piikoi. I used to live in Kapulu, so that's pretty far. Like when you're a kid, all the way to the one in Piikoi. I remember that one specifically.
I used to work there.
Do you remember whose mixtapes were the hottest?
If you showed me the covers, I could tell you.
I remember Richie Aki had great mixtapes.
Richie was always like the well-dressed.
Yeah.
He would always kind of be like grown up.
Us boys or whatever. You men.
Yeah.
But I even told him, like, man, much respect, man. All your mixtapes I had jacked for my sister. Like, there's adult mixtapes. So many other DJs that, I forget all the mixtapes I got locally from.
Whatever happened to them? Did you throw them away?
I don't know what happened to them. I really don't know. I think it just, when CDs just took over, people were like, cassettes.
Yeah.
And now you're like, dang it, cassettes. I wish I kept it. So I mean,
it had a certain disposable quality to cassette tapes.
Yeah, it did actually. Because when the tape gets done, you're like,
just buy another one kind of thing. But that was like the whole purpose. Compact discs were just so durable.
Right.
And almost scratch resistant, so, and heat resistant.
You can get it wet. You have to clean it off before you put it in, but records is always test of time, no matter what. Like, I got records in here that's 40 years old.
I know, I shop.
The cover is busted, but the record plays fine. And no CD can handle what these records... If records could tell their story and where they've been, it'd be amazing. Like,
it'd be so sad.
It'd be very sad. Because look at these.
Because the reason why you have records here is because people decided they no longer wanted them.
Oh, sad.
It's not need, it's want.
I know. No, it's my allergies. Wow, that's kind of sad, actually.
Is it?
Yeah, it's sad. Like, nobody wants the records. I want the records. Give me the records. I ain't paying for them, but give me the records. So the reason why I got to K2H and the whole Kaleo thing was because I transferred from Leeward to
That's
UH.
the only way.
Yes, because you couldn't be a DJ on K2H unless
you were
taking
at least one class. Yeah.
And then by that time, Radio Free Hawaii wasn't on anymore. You know what I mean? So there was no hip hop shows. I think, Static was one of the last hip hop shows. Shout out to DJ Static. And then on the radio on K2H, it was Mr. E and Size and Big D and Prude. And they were the guys holding it down. Yeah, so they held it down. My friend Cedric, Lord Ced, shout out to Ced. He called me up because we went to school together, Kamema. He's like, Kavet, heard you going to Leeward. I mean, heard you going to UH. Would you want to be on K2H? I was like, no.
Why did you resist initially?
Because radio, I didn't know anything about K2H technically. August 1997 is when I first had my show, 3 to 6 a.m. on K2H. I said no because I didn't want to play what other people were going to give me. See, I seem to, like, through my career, I technically latched myself with different kind of hip hop because of the impact it made on my life, you know? So Saphir was a gangster dude from Oakland that didn't rap like a gangster dude from Oakland. He rapped like almost like a jazz musician vocalist, you know, real staccato, real offbeat, but on beat. You know, we hit a real dope, like low, like a gruffy, low voice like this. But he looked like some dude, like he'd F you up. But when his album, one of his main songs, his first single was called Lightsleepers. So when I first seen that video on Yo MTV Raps, I was like, what the heck is this? This guy looks like he could F you up, but he's rapping like, and I'm like, what is going on? Like,
Did you fall in love with that?
oh yeah. When I heard him, I was just like blown away. His album, blown away, like amazing album. To this day, just timeless, one of those timeless albums. So that's why I called it Lightsleepers, because I identified with it and in the time period. Lightsleepers, really early in the morning. Lightsleepers a song. We got to be a light sleeper if we're doing a radio show. The artist is a real abstract, exactly what I am. Okay, you know what? I used to spend a lot of raves at like climbers and stuff. Being the only like Hawaiian brown skin DJ.
Okay.
Think about it, right? There's not too many Hawaiian dudes DJs at the raves. The main dude was like G Spot, Daniel J. Even like the Basement Addicts with Cause and those guys was two Holly dudes, and Cause was Asian. Barry Bumblebee.
Oh, it's like the default. The default of like
yeah,
what a DJ looked like.
Yeah. Okay, so I said that because they would think I'm the drug dealer.
Why?
Because I'm DJing. So they'd come to the booth and be like, I'm like, yeah.
Maybe it's not just you.
Well, I had the goods. They thought I had the goods.
Did you think maybe?
Because I think.
Or just all DJs. I mean, if it's at a rave.
I don't know. I never asked my other friends. I never asked my other friends like.
See, you're assuming.
See,
you're just.
To me, I just
perpetuating.
Well, because I would be there and I wouldn't see anybody ask them.
Right.
So I'm waiting for my set, right? And then like.
Maybe because they scored earlier.
Well, maybe. I'm like, what are you asking me for? Because I didn't think it was offense. I was laughing.
Right.
I was like, this is hilarious, man. This is hilarious. And then the moment I knew raves were over, like I knew it was done in a way. When I seen this big Samoan football player in the middle of the light show cipher thing, and I walked in, my records. I don't know whose party it was. I walked in to spin and I looked and I stood there. And I see this big Samoan football dude, like diesel dude, like just rolling. Like I'm like, okay, this scene's done. This scene is freaking done. When those dudes start coming to these things, we're done. I was like,
it's become mainstream.
Yeah, it's done.
That's what it is.
Because those dudes would never be there with the guys, with the girls, with the big pants, with the fluffy dolls, with just the weirdo people. You know what I mean? Like when I spun.
But it's about the exposure.
It is, but I just knew already. I was like, and it's like I think people are intimidated to jump in to dance because you got this big 6'4" Samoan guy tripping on whatever's doing the light show. And I was just like, what the hell's going on? And I was like, it's done. In my head, I'm like, after that set, I was like, yeah, this is.
That's so funny. Your Lightsleepers podcast. I listened to the recent the realities of realty.
Yeah.
You and DJ Zach Morse.
We came up together in the scene, spinning together. So the concept of the podcast came.
And my stomach's growling. I'm just.
Oh, mine's too. That's funny.
Yeah.
That's funny.
That wasn't your stomach growling earlier. That was mine.
No, but mine's grumbled too. I think it's the Point Donuts. But the podcasting happened right after I got off the radio. A couple of years later, yeah.
Okay.
People were like, podcasting in Hawaii was non-existent. People were telling me, are you going to do that podcast thing? And I researched it. And I was like, I'm going to wait. Because I really didn't have the passion to like, I felt like it had to develop. X amount of years later, when I opened the shop, I was like, now I'm doing it. And podcasting in Hawaii is still not huge. Like, I mean, I go on Facebook and like, what's your favorite local podcast? Crickets. And then I have to go search. So from searching for local podcasts, I found a bunch of really cool local podcasts that I listened to. What is it, like Voices from the Planet? Like, it's all these different ones that are just there. Some cornball ones. not that they shouldn't be doing it, but it's like maybe you should try to like listen to other podcasts and study them, and then do a podcast. It's like that's what the beauty of podcasting. Anybody can do it.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you want your podcast to somewhat have people listen to it, maybe you should take the note from people. You know, I mean, I study. That's why I said I listen to people. I watch people. As much as I'm a talker and I'm a thing, like majority of the time I'm just sitting there watching, listening, and I'm trying to figure out like where does things fit? How can I make it better? What can I do if I'm gonna be a part of whatever movement or whatever? So I would go listen to podcasts, and I didn't find anything in Hawaii. And I told my friend Zach Morris, "You want to do a podcast with me?" And I told him it's just gonna be about what we used to talk about behind the DJ booth:
sports, pop
culture, sarcasm, just straight like that's what we used to do behind the booth: to tease people.
That's your opinion.
But it's that our podcast is just straight entertainment. It's like pure entertainment. Like it's like you cannot take it. He's Haole, half Haole. I'm Filipino Hawaiian, a little bit of Haole, Japanese. He's Japanese Haole. We tease Haoles all the time. I mean, you know what I mean? But we do it all in a fun setting because he's Haole, I'm kind of Haole, like 1/8 or whatever. And like, can't help it, but how do people do some of the dumbest things? Yeah. It's like, what are you gonna do? Like,
are you from the mindset that if I'm this ethnicity, I can say this about it, or are you like free for all?
I think in Hawaii we're all licensed to go. Give them. Like Frank DeLima did. Everybody did it. Like, because it's not like in Hawaii. Like it's all. I mean, the bottom, like that whole Ohana found. It really is true. Like, it really the ground. The Hawaiians laid the groundwork for just love. So of course, when you come, you poke fun at other things. It's all done in like more of a comedic fashion. Hawaii's a weird one like that, but you can do that and you get away with it. Because we go in on everybody. You know what I mean? Not only Haole people. I mean, I can say so much about my Filipino heritage. There's so much hilarious stuff that goes on with them. But it's like whatever comes up in the news always seems to be a Haole dude. We're like, why is it gotta be my Haole brother? What are you guys doing? Like, do Samoan things. We always apologize a lot, because that's what we want is. But then one of our main. What do you
apologize for?
Just teasing Samoans. Well, but then one of our biggest homies is this guy that runs this brand called Jawai, and he's Samoan, you know what I mean? And he totally gets it, you know what I mean? That's the thing. People you're either gonna totally get it or totally not get it. But we haven't had any haters yet or anybody that really got on us. We're like, oh my God, you guys are. You guys are haters.
You have a relatively young podcast, June 2016.
Yeah, so about 1 year.
How do you knock out the seasons and episodes? Is it by
12.
month or quarter? Oh.
Yeah, 12. So 12 episodes, one season. Everybody should have some kind of
creative outlet.
Yeah.
Yeah. K2H. Yes. 1997 to 2001.
One-ish, and I kind of lingered.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You took.
Well, I just kind of so do I have my show? Do I don't? Should I do it?
Oh, okay.
Okay, I'm out.
In 2001, 2002, you were doing. That's when the Lightsleepers. You presented some gear. That's the first something went to press.
Yeah, right around there, I just kind of started making shirts to promote the music we're making.
Exactly how Kavet the Catalyst became a moniker.
I had all kind of weird names.
You loved. Oh, really? Yeah. Okay, so Kavet's like a real name.
Yeah, Kavet's real name, straight real name. Yeah, so like.
What's the origins of Kavet?
Dick Kavet, the talk show host.
Okay.
Parents were hippies. They took it. Okay. Chopped the C off, put a K on, chopped the T off. So it's Kavet. Okay. Dick Kavet's last name was Cavettt. Yeah.
Well, that's kind of prophetic because as he's known as being a very polished.
He's the opposite of Johnny Carson. Yeah, he was like, for what I know, he was like the opposite of Johnny Carson. Whereas like Johnny Carson was like, hey, everybody here. He was more like intelligent, I guess you could say. He posed more of a like. I don't know. That's what I've heard. Like he was way more intelligent, as in like when he did interviews, it was not too much like Johnny Carson had like the swami and the envelopes and what's the name of that his sidekick?
Ed McMahon.
Ed McMahon. So yeah, none of that. It's just more like I think I watched not a few episodes. I seen some on YouTube. I looked up, but I just asked older people like, oh, what was Dick Kavet? So I mean, it's kind of cool in a way because it's different. So throughout hip hop, I was like, well, maybe I should be Caution, with a K. Maybe I should be Clash with a K. And then I was like, one day I'm like, you know what, Kavet.
Yeah.
There's no other Kavet. And people to this day, like, hey, Kavet, what's your real name? I'm like, Kavet. Kavet.
Why Kavet the Catalyst?
Okay, as much as I skated, I surfed a lot, right?
Where's your spot?
Publix. Everybody's
Where's
like,
Publix?
in front of that's the gay beach. Everybody's like, oh, it's the gay
Sanssouci?
beach.
Like Queens
So it's
Beach?
like, yeah, so it's like walls,
Okay.
that small jetty, then right there is considered the gay beach, right? We paddle out there, Publix all day, Publix, and then Makapu and Sandy's. That was kind of where we went from like high school, college. So as much as I hip hopped around, I went beach like if I wasn't hip hop, if I wasn't skating, I was at the beach, you know, and at the beach is only during the day. So when the beach was done, we would go out, you know. So whatever any of my surf friends would, hey, let's go to the show. Majority they say nah. So I just go with myself and link up with my hip hop friends, you know. So like surfing was such a big thing in my life. So one day my friend started shaping surfboards. He's shaping a surfboard. So I was like, you know what? I want to shape a surfboard. Like why can't I shape a surfboard? Like I've been surfing for so long. Let's shape one. So when we were shaping our first surfboards, they got the catalyst. Put it in, you know, chemical reaction to start it, so it can start hardening up the resin.
Yeah.
So I see that, and at that time I didn't really have suffix. I don't know. It was just Kavet, right? Kavet, so it was just Kavet. So I was like, catalyst. It's kind of dope. I never heard anybody say catalyst before. You put it in the thing, chemical reaction starts it up. Start putting the resin in so we could glass in our skegs, I think it was, and then it just goes like Kavet the Catalyst. Like, that sounds good. Let me start using that. Kavet the Catalyst, Kavet the Catalyst. You know, and it's kind of a longer name, you know, but I was like,
It gives you some weight. Yeah.
Kavet the Catalyst. I just kept using it, you know. And when like I would spin at like all the raves or whatever, they're like, oh, what do you want to put on the flyer? I'm like, Kavet the Catalyst. Don't put DJ, because I'm not a DJ. Like I am a DJ, but I'm more than a DJ. Because I didn't want a DJ. I wanted to write. I wanted to rhyme. The reason why I DJ'd is because you needed records to rap over. So this is rewind. Hip hop wanted to rap. All I wanted to do was rap. Third base, white dudes rapping. I want to be like that Hawaiian guy, middle of the ocean. I want to rap. They can do it. I can do it. Rap, rap, rap. Need instrumentals. Buy the 12-inch instrumentals, right? Need a turntable. Buy a turntable. Play the 12-inch. Write instrumentals. Okay. Oh well, I got records. Might as well get 2 turntables. I started mixing the records, right? It's like this natural. That's why everything I say with Lightsleepers is a natural creative progression. So when I started doing that, I might as well learn how to scratch. I mean, there's people out there like James Colden and everybody else, DMFD, that got like dumb records. Shout out to everybody that collects vinyl. But yeah, so basically it's a natural progression. And so I got the 2 turntables, got the mixers, started learning how to scratch. Not really a DJ because I just wanted to, if I had it, let's do it. It's hip hop, right? So anything in hip hop, like let's.
So when did you finally get the words that you were scribbling? When did you start recording it and making your own records?
So in high school, I got a karaoke machine, and I think I played.
Oh, they have cassette tapes. You can record it. Yeah.
So I record cut my voice on the. I don't know what instrument.
Did you like the way your voice sounded?
Not really. No, that's funny. A lot of people that I know that do radio or whatever, they don't like their own voice.
Yeah.
You know, I don't really like my own voice either. But I mean, for inflections of different words or. You know, when you want to bring things across, you rap differently. You know what I mean? And that's why I like Sophia, because you take it like different, like like Freestyle Fellowship and those guys, because they would ride the beats, you know, and they just kind of like work it. So that happened. Bought a 4-track from Grant Ishizaki of Stimulus. So everything's coming around. This record that I bought from DJ Premier, whoever's P-Rock. They sampled something my dad had already. It was like a light, like bing. We're in Hawaii, so nobody told me what sampling is. So I said, oh my God, this record has, I know this. So I go to my dad's collection, pull it out, put the record on. Oh my God, all they did is loop this thing? I can make my own beats. So I got the 4-track, found out what a sampler was through Upstairs Records in New York, bought a sampler, started looping my own beats, you know.
What was the first one that you made? Did you replicate another one that you loved, or?
No, but I do remember an old beat I made. I sampled the first couple bars of Black Magic Woman.
Oh, okay.
Because it goes perfect loop, right? And then I chopped up drums from somewhere, and I layered it over, and that's like one of the beats. Yeah.
How long did you listen to that? Like,
Oh, like just listen to it like after you made it.
Yeah.
I don't even remember. You can just. I don't know about other people, but I can listen to my beats forever.
I hope so. I mean, that's the
Because
whole point.
I can start seeing what things I can change.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I mean, not because I love it. It's because it's like you're constantly figuring out. You know, the more you listen to it, the more you figure out. Oh wow, I can this, this. So that's pretty much my history of that. And the DJ is just a byproduct of me wanting to rap.
What's the time frame?
Like a year to 2 years, like 9th to 10th grade. Yeah, maybe about a year to 2 years to a point where it's like I had a sampler, loop it up, and
What was your first song called or about?
I don't know what my first song was. Good question.
Do you still have your notebooks?
I have a lot, like stacks. Pretty good rhymes in there too. Yeah, I mean, I read it. I'm like, hey, it wasn't that bad. Some stuff's like, whoa, that's terrible. That was whack. I'm glad I stayed there, but I don't know what to do with them. You know, it's like one of those ones where, what do you do with it? Like, it's like I'm at an age where it's like that was really cool. Like, I really don't need to. I feel like I don't need to hold on to it anymore. I feel like I can just get rid of it. But then I don't want to get rid of it because then once I get rid of it, they'd be like, oh
It'd
my
be
God.
like a cassette tape.
Yeah, it'd be like, oh my God, I should have got rid of it. So I think.
What about make it into a
Scan
digital library?
Whew, that'd be rough, isn't it?
Yeah.
I guess I could. But to me, it's like one of those, I'll just keep it and maybe like a flood will happen. And then it's just like, oh, I got to throw it away now. It'll rain. I don't. You know, like one of those ones, it's naturally you have to do it. So, yeah, that's everything. I didn't want to be a DJ, but the byproduct of G-Spot, G-Dog, and DMFD was the first to give me my first gigs when I was at K2H. Actually, DMFD invited me to 1739 to check out After Hours with him and G-Dog. Then DMFD introduced me to G-Dog, but I knew G-Dog because he's a skater. So to me, he was G-Dog, Grand Fukuda, the skater, not G-Dog, the DJ.
Yeah.
So it's kind of crazy that he was DJing and a skater, like I was a DJ and a skater. So I would go to these after hours because DMFD would invite me. Then one day G-Dog's like, hey, DMFD can't make it or whatever. Like, you know, I'm spinning by myself. Why don't you bring some records?
Yeah.
After that was history. And I knew that's how I met Flash at 1739. Then I met G when I got on K2H. He started doing his raves. That's when raves was popping. Kavet wants you to spin. The 1739 might have been like, well, still at Leeward, I think. So that would have been 94, 95,
Wow.
96. Then when Flash went to the Wave, he got me spinning there sometimes, Pussycat Lounge and different hip hop events. So I really always tell people, big up to DMFD, G-Dog, G-Spot, and Flash.
And that's D, mother effin'
D, motherfucker D.
Yeah.
He's the dude. Nah, those guys are always, no matter like what happens with time and interests and, you know, like whatever, you know, like you don't see people for years and you kind of feel like, oh, you know, how these guys feel about me or whatever. And like, I think we're all good, you know.
But I want to hear about your music. What made you finally invest in release an album? Because a lot of people, when they have creative endeavors, they hold it so precious to themselves. And
good question. No one asked me that before. It's a great question. It just feels like the natural progression to do because I wasn't skating that much. So when you skate, you create because you're on the board. You go to the skate spot, you do a trick. That's kind of like showing everybody your music almost, you know.
Yeah.
You stand there, talk story. He does a trick. Oh yeah, so it's like almost like rhyming.
Yeah.
Oh, he rhymed. My turn to rhyme. So it's like, oh, you did a trick. I can do that trick. For me, it was a progression to a point where it's like I didn't know it, but it's kind of like everything I took from skateboarding, I started doing with hip hop. So I was like, oh well, I wanted to like start putting out something to see what people think, and that's the reason why I took the radio show, so I could play my music, me and my crew's music, me and whoever else's music, you know. And I think that's why Lightsleepers, the radio show, became what it is because we were the only guys to really take whatever you made in the bedroom that night
yes.
and put it on the radio. Like literally, you made a song with your friends, bring it on the radio. Who cares? Play it. No, yeah, there was no critique because it was still the under. This is we were the Hawaii's underground hip hop. Like Lightsleepers crew, everybody affiliated with Lightsleepers. Like Lightsleepers represented Hawaii's underground hip hop.
Okay.
Right, so it was like all these guys in their bedrooms, like making 4-track tapes and DJs and crate digging. Like we represented. I feel that's what Lightsleepers era was. It's like the independent underground hip hop of Hawaii, you know, and like we had a voice, which was the show, you know. I mean, of course, it's my show.
You gave them a voice.
Yeah,
you gave them an outlet.
An outlet.
Yeah.
So it's like I don't know any, and then because everybody, so that's why it gained so big with like the high school, the college. Because who else is going to give anybody? 94 is not going to give nobody that shot, you know? No matter how good you are. Who cares? Even if Jimmy Taco's on the air, they already played Humanaka's Invisible Ink. It was great hip hop. They probably never played it, you know? Like Lightsleepers played it, you know what I mean? Like we played it. We played everybody's music. So I think that equal opposite, you know, was just like needed. And there was no critique technically because we were all creating. So you can't critique somebody when you're creating on the other hand, you know? So you're in Kaneohe. If you live, the Kaneohe crew was creating in Kaneohe, the West Side crew was creating in West Side, town guys were creating, come to the show, play each other's music, rhyme, you know? But there was no critique like, oh, you're whack or you should fix that because we're all just creators at that point, you know? No one could call themselves better than the next. Like even the older cats that technically were OGs to us couldn't say nothing technically. Because they weren't involved in what we were doing, you know? They weren't involved in the ciphers, you know what I mean? They weren't involved in like the tape trading, the 4-track mixtape. Like they're already kind of established in whatever establishment it was. There's no space for it. There's no space for negative. You know, anytime there's negative, then it's battle. It's on, you know? But then, of course, the battle is part of creativity. Pushes each other, you know? So if there was someone that didn't like somebody or like their style, then we just straight rhyme about it or bad dance or whatever, you know, and then that people become friends after that or maybe hate each other more. So then you have a little extra drive to make better, you know. But even that, it just was part of the creative process.
I like that when you went off the air from KTUH, you continued to promote. Evolved into being in real life situations. Trip the Lights, was that the first
Trip the Lights was like the first. I was going to Jamal's events and Hisham's events at Hisham's spot, and Hisham and Jamal was the first guys that I've seen do multi artistic things. So they had a dancing, art, live art show, performances. And I would go there and I would like, oh man, this is sick, you know. So that was during my radio show. So when my radio show was done, I already knew what I wanted to do. I had a little crisis because I'm like, oh my god, my idea, my being was so enveloped in the radio show, being Kavet the Catalyst, Lightsleeper.
Your identity.
Identity, yeah.
Yes.
So but then you know, there's a point where you can either like, kind of like dwell in that or be like, what's next? You know, this is not my end. This is just one creative step. So I was like, you know what, time to like take Lightsleepers out on the road, basically. That's kind of what we did. Trip the Lights was crazy, and I thank Hisham and Jamal and Lucas, all those cats. I learned from them. They're promoting, they're organizing, like how to do events. And I took what they taught me and they learned, and I just took it to like another level, the way I did it. And I was I'm one of the first, but I mean, I definitely took what I learned and made it like really dope. So one of the first Trip the Lights is on Keamoku at King Street at the corner. There's a crab place right there. Okay. There's a coffee shop that Josh from 86 List, shout out to Josh, 86 List, he ran. I linked up with him, did my first Trip the Lights there, and it was packed. So, So Trip the Lights was live jazz band with Jerome James, and he bought like heavy hitter jazz dudes, and I had a sign up list of MCs. That place was packed. It was like body to body. The list was 25 plus MCs with a live jazz band with a little art show, and it was just like insane. Someone stole a tip jar that night. My friend bought his old car. He parked it in front so everybody could tag it.
Yes.
So it was like on some like creative like craziness, but it was dope. Every MC got on. I hosted it. You had 30 seconds to flex, and then I kick you off. Next dude, and it was like crazy. It was literally like, "Da Creek Chameleon, boom, here you go." He'd kill it, and boom, oh Jonah the Whale, here you go, boom, and it's just everybody just flexing, and it was packed. And from there, we moved to Studio One and Red Elephant, and at Red Elephant and Studio One, I kind of developed the whole beat battle, and then
Beetroot. When did Trip the Lights was continuing,
Yeah.
and then Beetroot
Beetroot
was consecutive, simultaneously.
Yeah, B-Root was in Trip the Lights as just a one of the trip to lights was called Beetroot.
Okay. Oh,
And
like
then-
thematically.
Yeah, thematically, because we themed every trip to lights. So one trip to lights was abstract, one trip to lights was bring your own instrument.
Yeah.
So people would bring their own instrument and like you could play along. One trip to lights was like 90s, 80s. So this trip to lights we did beat battle, a beat route taken from New York, and it did so good. So I'm like, let's do it again. I'm like, we just make this another event because there are MC battles, there's DJ battles, graffiti's all in the street. What about the producers? And that's pretty much beat route. So and through all that time, I made 1 shirt, 2 shirt, 3 shirt. And shirts were the ultimate promotion material that I learned. You wear a shirt. I have a theory of a shirt. So we made shirts to promote Trip the Lights, for Beetroot, for all that stuff. And
These look like shoppers.
yeah, I know. I finished this Trip the Lights, Beetroot, and we made the shirts because we wanted to promote Lightsleepers, the brand. Anybody tied to Lightsleepers, it's technically promoting the greater crew. And then eventually from all the artists I work with, I was like, hey, I got this idea, like what about a Transformer dude? So then
Yeah, why Transformer?
Well,
For that to be the first one.
we just took a lot of our iconic things as kids. And
Yeah, that can tell your age. Transformers.
Oh,
For me, it
yeah.
would be Kikaida.
I love Kikaida too. I mean, I would
But
totally.
that's your older cousin's one, eh?
I'm a little smaller than Kikaida.
You're trying to shaving years off you. It's just like,
Yeah,
come
Kikaida.
on,
I was born, yeah. Transformers. I seen them late on YouTube.
oh, bro, I was into My Little Pony, bro. Gem and the holograms,
Oh,
bro.
Gem. Yeah, Gem was after Thundercats, I think. I don't remember. But what was I saying now?
Okay, wait. Transformers.
Oh,
Transformers was the
is-
first one.
Yeah, it was
but
just-
of all the things that you could have incorporated, because to throw it back to, you could have used the silhouette of King Kamehameha's,
Right.
with the helmet,
Yeah.
or the Pulley Cliffs or something, or Diamond Head.
Right.
But you went for Transformers.
No, I just knew like Transformers was dope as a kid, so I'm like,
And that's
why
what you
wouldn't
loved?
it be dope now?
Yeah.
And no one's doing it like in
Yeah.
Hawaii. So I mean, my crew of artists were amazing. Like,
Yeah.
let's just transfer it to shirts.
Yeah.
I didn't want to make a shirt company. It's just like it was like, like I said, a natural progression. Have an idea. Let's make a Transformer on a shirt.
Who sketched that up?
Spell One is like my main dude, and also I had Nukan. He did like my first Shaka. Throughout the years, at Coac, he did my tag. My man Fibes did the script. So the script and the drip were like my first 2 logo shirts. Then from there we moved to graphic tees. So I just learned it throughout the years, And as the music changed, the clothing brand got bigger because my creativity naturally had to go somewhere. Right? Getting a little older, can't skate as much. The beach is a little hard to get to because I got to load up my board. I work full time, Skateboarding can get hurt. So, I mean, I'm only realizing this now, like literally, that because the music changed and the scene changed, I didn't stop DJing. I just stopped DJing out.
Yes.
So that creative strain just kind of focused itself, boom, on the clothing. And I literally only thought of it now, that the correlation. Like right now, like
You're welcome.
thank you, Captain. So yeah, kind of crazy. I think about it now, yeah, because that's why I stopped DJing because the music changed, right? It got a little bit more soft, got more R&B, and right, R&B, and shoot, I don't know what happened. It got more EDM, and trap is huge. So it's like to know when it's like time to move, like a stick and move, like
Yeah.
time to move. You're gonna get hit,
Yeah.
right? You're no longer cool playing that boom bap stuff in the club.
Is
You know what I mean?
Has it ever been about being cool though?
Nah, not for me. I don't
Yeah.
care. I really don't care. I really don't care. Like, if you know me, I've never been that dude. I've met guys that have egos, and I'm never that dude. I'm like the first dude to help the kid on the come up, I've seen progression in different subcultures and scenes, from the clothing industry in Hawaii, like streetwear, to the music, the DJ side, the rave side, the club promoting, for the skateboard community. I still keep in contact, to even someone in the surf community, to all these things, because I don't know, it's all kind of intertwined. And like,
Who was your favorite surfer?
Wingnut. His name was Wingnut. I forget his full name, but Joe Tudor. He's longboard. I like longboarders. Yeah. After that, all bodyboarders. Hawaii has so much rippers. It's just there's no industry for bodyboarding. You got to be a surfer. But surfers for me was more longboarders. Yeah. Wingnut and Joe Tudor was my main dudes. Longboard, super smooth.
When's the last time you went surfing?
Like a year ago. I died. I'm dead. Rest in peace, Kavet. Feels so great, but freaking I'm out of shape. I'm not gonna.
You're gonna go back out again, though.
I think I am. Once my kids get older, it's on. I'll be one of those old like uncles out there. Like,
Do your kids like come visit the shop, or
what they do? But they're bored.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they can't do nothing. Like,
Oh.
they're not old enough to like go, walk to some place to eat by themselves. And all the crazy ass people nowadays. Hell no. Back in the day, I was going to school by myself in second grade with no slippers.
Yeah.
Like, I go to school with my shoes.
I remember
You go
running
school-
across like 4 lanes of traffic.
Exactly. And then you come home, for the lights go off, and you're good, right? You do your homework, go sleep, start all over again.
The log on to lightsleepers.net
Yeah.
is "We will not tolerate fear."
Yeah.
Why?
Freestyle Fellowship said that in one of the rhymes. And to me, like, fear is one of the biggest things that stops a lot of Hawaii people from succeeding. They're afraid. You just gotta, like I always say, you gotta jam them. Just jam them. Like, screw it, just jam it. And in every sense of the word, just jam it. Just give it. Like, we can't be afraid, like, that's like the thing. Like, if I was afraid to do this shop, I would not have my shop, Because I had a choice, it was like at a crossroads. You're either going to stay with your job, a good old job you had, helping out risk youth, which is, they loved me up there. Like, I could have my own desk, have my own computer, have my own office.
It's air conditioning.
Air conditioned.
You got a toilet, got a bathroom.
I got a bathroom. The secretaries love me. Like, I was like, like, I had it made up there, you know what I mean? Or open a shop.
Yeah.
And I worked in this kind of industry. Right?
It's more fun. This is more fun.
It's more fun, but financially it's unstable, right?
Yeah.
So the fear of financially not being able to support a wife and kids is bigger than any fear out there. As a man, not being able to support a family, it's got to be one of the biggest fears out there, compared to like a fear of like failing. Oh, I don't like ask that girl out. Like, oh, come on now.
Yeah.
Worst thing she'd say is no. Like, right? I don't want to try for that job. The worst thing they can do is say sorry, you're not fit for the job. Like, try and make it. Well, you don't got a girlfriend, you don't got a mortgage, you don't got bills, you quit your job. Why not go to the mainland and try to make it? What, you scared? Like, what do you mean? Like, it's not like a fighting, you scared, It's just fears, you know what I mean? Like, of course, I'm afraid, but I've learned to, like, fight through it, When it kind of grips you, you're like, no, I gotta do this. And then, like, you can't doubt the who we are as human beings and the limitations that we put on ourselves because others have given it to us, or we put on ourselves, just through habit,
So why did you start a podcast?
I also feel like I have something to say, right? And two, because from radio, from the experience with radio, I really liked it. I was first one to do a Kavet the Catalyst, Lightsleepers music podcast. But there's so many music podcasts out there. Do I want to compete with that? No. Let's come with a different angle. So me and DJ Zach Morris, we had great, sarcastic, stupid, idiotic conversations. Tease people, like tease ourselves, tease each other, like, poke fun, like all that stuff. You just banter between you, a friend. We're like, let's just put it on a podcast. Why not? Like, and then we'll see what happens. Sometimes we can take it kind of too far sometimes.
Give me an example.
I can't really say an example off the top of my head. But I know my wife was like, what did you say that for? And I'm like, oh, crap. And I listen to it again and again. I'm like, okay, maybe I should listen.
Do you revisit past podcasts?
I try to listen to every podcast, but I was there. But I more listen for the editing, because I gave him the reins of editing now. So he does a great job. So editing, commercials we have in there, little voice stuff, all that radio things.
Yeah, it sounds good.
Yeah, so no, Zach's killing it. He's killing it. So, I mean, more or less, I don't really listen to it for us, but I do laugh at us, which is funny. You're laughing at yourself. And I don't do it because I'm trying to, like, find a thing to laugh about, but I'll just play it in traffic, and I'll just start giggling, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm laughing. I was like, that was funny, though. I was like, that was hilarious. And I just give it up to myself. Like, text Zach, like, yo, dude, that was pretty funny, dude. He's like, yeah, it was, right? And because it is. It's funny, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I just think we have a lot to say in the way we deliver it,
Yeah.
We work good together, He goes out and he parties, I whole body, technically. So, it's a good clash. He goes out like 3 times a week to different bars and drinks. Yeah, yeah.
Make another appointment.
I don't know if you guys have any questions. I'm just recording a podcast thing.
Okay.
Do you guys listen or are aware of his Light Sleepers podcast, Don't Sleep, Kavet the Catalyst, and DJ Zach Morris?
You should just start a podcast.
Yeah. Pop culture, news,
Sports,
current events.
news and stuff.
Yeah. Are you guys visiting from,
I am. I don't live here anymore.
why Light Sleepers this morning?
I wanted to come and check out a local place that's kind of hip-hop oriented.
See,
Not a whole lot of that.
Awesome.
When did you move away?
I moved away in 1998 to go to college and not come back.
And you still live here?
Yeah, I still live here.
So why did you bring him to Light Sleepers?
I
Oh.
actually asked. Well, we were talking, I was like, yeah, let's go check it out.
Yes.
Why? It was because of the podcast?
Partially that, but also because of the clothes. I want to see the clothes, but it's just every now and then there's a hip-hop oriented store and then they go away. And then another one comes up, so you kind of
That's hard.
Yeah, it's hard.
True that.
The last one I remember was the one in Puck's Alley.
Oh,
Upstairs,
Two